So, let me ask you something straight up. Have you ever had that one person, yes, that person, who could walk into a room and your brain suddenly forgets how to function? You forget your name, your Netflix password, and why you even walked into that room. Yeah, that's love. Or at least your brain on love. And guess what? What if I told you that your brain is doing way more sneaky stuff behind the scenes than you ever realized when you're falling in love or building a relationship? Stuff so weird, so fascinating, so real, that even your mum doesn't know about it. Today, we're diving deep, like Lost in Your Crush's Instagram from 2017 deep, into the most interesting, lesser-known psychological facts about love and relationships that no one really talks about. These aren't the boring textbook facts. Nope. These are the juicy, relatable, wait, what? That's me kind of facts. Let's go. 1. Your brain on love looks like a brain on drugs. Literally. Okay, first up, and you might want to sit down for this. Falling in love literally messes with your brain like cocaine. I'm not saying you should test it out in a lab, but studies show that the chemical dopamine floods your brain when you're in love. It's the same reward chemical that goes off when you eat chocolate or win a game or binge watch your favorite show for 6 hours straight, even though you promised yourself just one episode. Basically, your brain goes, "Oh, this person, they make us feel good. Let's obsess." This is why people in love often seem a bit, well, high. They're smiling at texts, daydreaming during work meetings, and listening to Ed Sheeran on repeat like it's the only soundtrack of life. So if you've ever wondered why your friend acts like a total weirdo after falling for someone, it's not just them, it's biology. 2. The opposites attract thing, may half true at best. You've probably heard people say, "Oh, opposites attract," like it's some law of nature. And sure, it sounds cute. The shy librarian and the wild rock star fall in love and live happily ever after. But let's get real. Relationships aren't rom-coms. Psychologically speaking, people are actually more attracted to those who are similar to them. It's called the similarity attraction effect. Yeah, not the catchiest name, but hear me out. We tend to like people who share our values, laugh at our weird jokes, hate the same kind of pizza toppings. Pineapple, I'm looking at you. Why? Because being with someone similar feels comfortable. It feels like home. It feels like them getting your meme references without needing an explanation. Now, that doesn't mean opposites never work. They can. But lasting love is often built on shared understanding, not wild differences. Unless one of you is an alien. Then I guess anything goes. 3. Your attachment style? Blame your caregiver, lovingly. Let's talk about attachment styles. You know how some people fall in love and get all clingy, while others act like catching feelings is a contagious disease? That's your attachment style at play. And here's the kicker. It was shaped when you were a baby. Yep. When you were drooling on yourself and screaming for snacks, your little baby brain was forming ideas about love, trust, and whether or not people will stick around. There are 4 main types. Secure. I love you, but I also love myself. Let's get tacos together. Anxious. Do you still love me? Are you sure? Are you really sure? Avoidant. Feelings? I'd rather cuddle with my cat. Fearful avoidant. I want love, but I also fear it'll crush my soul. Knowing your attachment style doesn't just explain your past relationships, it helps you fix the patterns. And trust me, we all have patterns. 4. You can literally feel heartbreak, like physically. You know that phrase, heartbreak hurts. Yeah, it's not just a dramatic thing people say while listening to sad Taylor Swift songs. Science says your body actually feels emotional pain, like physical pain. There's a thing called the anterior cingulate cortex in your brain that lights up when you're in physical pain. And the same region activates when you go through rejection or heartbreak. So, when someone ghosts you after 3 amazing dates, when your situationship needs space, when your ex posts a new boo 4 hours after you unfollowed them, that gut-wrenching feeling, it's real. It's your brain saying, this sucks and we hate it. But the good news is, you can heal. Just like a physical injury, emotional wounds can recover, especially when you give yourself time, care, and maybe a healthy dose of ice cream and group chats with the besties. 5. Saying we instead of I actually strengthens the relationship. Here's a weird but wonderful fact. Couples who use the word we more often than I or me tend to have stronger, more stable relationships. I know it sounds cheesy, but research shows that people who talk about themselves as a team, we love hiking, we're trying out this new sushi place, we accidentally spent $300 on plants, feel more connected. It's called interdependence, not codependence. Big difference. Interdependence is when 2 people are close but still maintain their own identity. It's the vibe of, I choose you, but I also choose me. So next time your partner asks what you want for dinner, try replying with, what do we feel like eating? Just maybe avoid saying we if it's your first date. You don't want to sound like Gollum. 6. The grass is greener effect is just your brain being a drama queen. Let's say you're in a decent relationship. Things are fine. Your partner's cool. You love them. But suddenly, you start noticing other people more. You think, what if there's something better out there? This is called the grass is greener syndrome. And it's not always because you're unhappy, it's because your brain loves novelty. New things trigger dopamine. Again with that chemical, it makes us crave excitement. But here's the secret. New doesn't always mean better. Sometimes that perfect person you saw at the coffee shop probably also forgets to put the toilet seat down and leaves their socks on the kitchen table. Real love isn't about constant butterflies. It's about choosing someone even on the days when the butterflies are taking a nap. 7. Eye contact creates intimacy, fast, like really fast. Want to feel connected to someone in just a few minutes? Stare into their eyes. For real. There's an old psychological experiment where strangers stared into each other's eyes for 4 minutes, and some reported feeling like they'd known each other forever. Some even fell in love. Sounds like a rom-com setup, right? Eye contact activates something called non-verbal synchrony. Your brains literally begin to sync up. It builds trust, closeness, and sometimes an awkward giggle or two. Try it with someone you trust. Not on the subway, though. That's how you end up on a weird TikTok. 8. Physical touch. Calms the nervous system. Ever been in a fight and your partner just held your hand and you instantly felt calmer? That's not just sweet, it's science. Touch, like hugging, holding hands, or even a reassuring pat, releases oxytocin, a hormone that lowers stress and makes you feel bonded. It's like your body's way of saying, hey, we're okay, we're safe. And yeah, cuddling after an argument might feel weird, but it can actually help you move past it faster. Unless your partner steals all the blanket. In that case, war resumes. 9. We remember how someone makes us feel, not what they say. Quick question. Do you remember the exact words your ex used during your last conversation? Probably not. But I bet you remember exactly how they made you feel. That's because the brain stores emotional memories differently than logical ones. We're emotional creatures, especially when it comes to love. So, if you want to build a strong relationship, focus less on saying all the right things and more on creating good feelings. Be kind, be warm, be the human equivalent of a cozy hoodie on a rainy day. 10. Laughing. Together. Lasting together. Want to know if a couple will last? Watch them laugh. Couples who laugh together tend to have stronger relationships. Laughter reduces tension, helps manage conflict, and increases bonding. And no, you don't have to be a stand-up comedian. Just being silly together, sharing inside jokes or making fun of each other in a loving way, not the "why are your nostrils so big" way, can keep things fun and fresh. So go ahead, send them that weird meme at 2 a.m. It might just be the glue that keeps your love going. 11. Falling in love. Lowers your judgment skills. Yep, you go temporarily dumb. Let's be real for a second. Have you ever seen someone's obvious red flags, but your brain went, "Puffed, it's fine, they're just passionate"? That's not you being clueless. That's your brain on love. When we fall in love, our brain shuts down the part responsible for critical thinking and judgment, specifically the prefrontal cortex. That's the part that says things like, maybe dating someone who hasn't responded to your last 12 texts is a bad idea. But love? Love just goes, "Look at their smile, it's worth it." That's why we often ignore major compatibility issues in the honeymoon phase. Everything feels magical, and your brain is literally intoxicated with feel-good chemicals. It's like trying to read a contract while skydiving. You're not going to make the best decisions. So, if your friends are raising eyebrows while you're busy naming your future pets together, maybe pause and ask yourself if you're thinking clearly, or just high on heart emojis. 12. Your relationship with your parents sneakily shows up in your dating life. Okay, this one's wild. Without realizing it, many of us end up dating people who reflect the emotional patterns we had with our parents growing up. It's not about being weird, it's psychology. If your parent was loving but unpredictable, you might find yourself drawn to emotionally unavailable people because your brain goes, "Ah, yes, this chaos feels familiar." We subconsciously recreate those early emotional experiences in our adult relationships. Not because we love drama, but because our brain is trying to resolve something unfinished. So if you keep ending up in the same kind of toxic situations, it might not be bad luck. It might be your inner child screaming, "Hey, can we please stop dating emotionally confused versions of Dad?" The solution: start noticing the patterns, heal the wounds, and remind yourself that love shouldn't feel like a full-time emotional roller coaster. 13. People who play hard to get aren't always more attractive, they're just confusing. Raise your hand if you've ever been obsessed with someone just because they were a little hard to figure out. Yeah, us too. There's a reason for that. Uncertainty increases desire. Psychologists call this the reward uncertainty effect. Basically, when you're not sure if someone likes you, your brain keeps refreshing the mental page like, "Did they message me yet? Did they like my story? Are we a thing?" It's like a slot machine. You keep pulling the lever hoping for a jackpot. But here's the truth bomb. This kind of love is more about addiction than connection. You're not always into the person, you're into the chase. Sure, a little mystery is sexy, but if you're constantly decoding mixed signals like it's a CIA mission, that's not romance, that's a headache in disguise. 14. Long-term. Love is a choice, not just a feeling. You know those couples who've been together for like 40 years and still hold hands at the grocery store? They didn't get there just because of feelings. They chose each other over and over again. The spark. That wears off. Butterflies get tired. But commitment, that's the real love story. Psychologists say that long-term love involves what's called companionate love, a mix of deep friendship, respect, shared goals, and yes, maybe some inside jokes about your weird snoring habits. It's not about chasing highs all the time. It's about building something real, brick by brick, even on the days when you'd rather be alone eating chips in bed. So yeah, falling in love is fun. But staying in love, That's where the magic and the maturity happens. 15. Emotional cheating hurts more than physical cheating for many people. Here's a tough pill to swallow. For a lot of folks, emotional cheating stings more than physical cheating. Why? Because physical stuff can sometimes feel like a dumb mistake, but emotional intimacy, that's deep, that's connection, that's reserved for your person. If your partner starts sharing their dreams, secrets, or everyday thoughts with someone else, especially if they hide it from you, it triggers a massive breach of trust. Studies show that women tend to be more hurt by emotional infidelity, while men are often more affected by physical cheating. Of course, that's not a strict rule. Everyone's different. But what matters is this. Cheating isn't just about kissing someone else. It's about secrecy, broken trust, and giving parts of yourself that were supposed to be exclusive. So, yeah, texting someone, "Good morning," every day when you're in a relationship, you might want to check your emotional GPS, pal. 16. Your heartbeats can sync up with your partner's. No, seriously. Alright, here's one that sounds like sci-fi but is totally real. When two people are deeply connected, like in love or even just cuddling, your heartbeats can actually start to sync up. Same with your breathing. It's called physiological synchrony, and it's your body saying, "We're vibing." It's why you can sit in silence with someone you love and still feel full, why their presence feels calming, even without words. It's like your bodies are having their own little love language while you binge-watch shows and eat snacks. How cool is that? 17. Love actually reduces physical pain, like a built-in painkiller. Another shocker. Being in love can literally make you feel less physical pain. Studies show that people who look at photos of someone they love or hold their hand report lower pain levels when experiencing discomfort. It's like your partner becomes your human ibuprofen. Just don't throw your Advil away, okay? So next time you stub your toe, just scream, "Babe," and stare at their picture. Science says it might actually help, unless your partner is the reason you stubbed your toe. Then, good luck. 18. Arguing isn't a sign of a bad relationship. It's how you argue that matters. Let's bust a big myth. Healthy couples argue. They just do it differently. The goal of an argument shouldn't be to win. It should be to understand. Psychologists have found that couples who argue respectfully, avoid name-calling, and don't bring up ancient history, like that thing you did in 2012, are actually more likely to stay together. It's not about avoiding conflict, it's about how you handle it. Yelling, stonewalling, or giving the silent treatment. Nope. That's emotional dodgeball. But expressing how you feel, staying calm, and taking breaks when needed, that's love in grown-up mode. So go ahead, have the argument about whose turn it is to do dishes. Just do it without turning into a WWE match. 19. The more you express gratitude, the more in love you feel. Sounds cheesy, but gratitude is like the fertilizer for love. When you regularly thank your partner, notice their efforts, and show appreciation, even for the small stuff, it deepens your connection. It's easy to take people for granted when you see them every day. But love isn't about grand gestures all the time. Sometimes it's just noticing that they made your coffee the way you like it, or picked up your favorite snacks. And when you express gratitude, your brain reinforces that warm feeling. It's like giving your relationship a little boost of sunshine. Plus, saying thank you is free. Way cheaper than couples therapy. 20. Smell plays a bigger role in attraction than you think. Okay, this one's gonna make you sniff the air weirdly the next time you see your crush. Your nose actually plays a huge role in attraction. Scientists found that people are subconsciously drawn to the natural scent of those with compatible immune systems. It's biology's way of making sure your future babies are super strong or something. That's why you might find yourself weirdly obsessed with how someone smells, even if they're just wearing a basic hoodie and haven't showered in 2 days. So yeah, if your partner's hoodie smells like home, it's not just your imagination. It's science doing its romantic little dance. And there you have it, mind-blowing, heart-tickling, and slightly nose-sniffing psychological facts about love and relationships that no one ever told you, until now. If you found yourself saying, "Wait, that's me," at least once during this video, congrats, you're officially human. Love isn't just about roses and romantic dinners. It's weird, wild, a little messy, and a whole lot of science. But hey, that's what makes it beautiful. Whether you're in love, looking for love, healing from love, or just here for the juicy psychological gossip, we hope this video gave you a few aha moments. And maybe a few laughs too. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share it with that one friend who really needs to hear it, you know the one. And hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on the weirdest truths about the human mind and heart. And before you go, drop a comment below and let us know which fact shocked you the most, or better yet, which one sounded way too familiar. We'll be reading them all with popcorn. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, love might be complicated, but understanding it doesn't have to be. Catch you in the next one.